The behavior, let me just have a look. Ah, it's my princess. It is my princess. Where have you been? I've been looking for you every day. Every day. Oh, now this is the quintessential Sabi Sands photograph opportunity. Are you ready, Olaf? And there we have it. Well, it doesn't get any better than this, everybody. And I quote Tristan Dix in that regard. How cool is this? Ah, hello, Miss T. Now, leopards don't only climb trees with kills, they also will climb into a tree to get a bird's eye view. There's hardly anything to be seen from ground level when you're a cat of the height and stature of Tlalamba. So being up here in the tree gives them obviously safety from predation on themselves by lion, but also the ability to scan and see any impala or duiker or steenbok that might be moving through. Rishan, 10 out of 10.
Steve?
Yes, go ahead, James.
Yeah, good morning. Not much going on in the east. Just some glow here and there. Anything happening your side?
Morning, Peter. I've just located Tlalamba off of Philemon's cut line. She's up the tree. One stational lock, doesn't seem to be any carcass though.
Now I make my way, please.
You are welcome. I almost feel like people are watching the show because we spotted her and I get radioed immediately. But we are going to stay here with her as long as possible. I can't guarantee she's going to stay because I can't see any meat in the tree. But she looks really comfortable, doesn't she, Olaf?
Yeah.
She looks like she's alert, she's hungry, she is breathing deeply, so she's not empty. Oh, Hillary, an incredible find, thank you. Well, there we go, I think she's going to move soon. Please don't move, Tlalamba. Oh, did you see her there? A dove was flying straight towards her. The opportunistic nature of these cats boggles the mind. Imagine her trying to swat a dove from her perch in the tree like that. Right next to the road. I was talking earlier about the need to check, the need to move around and have a look. You never know what you might find. And so we sort of went to the area James was in case Maribs crossed the river, and then decided to just come down and keep checking. I was turning right on the road a moment ago to check the drainage line that went parallel to where we had those last male leopard tracks. And just something about this branch stood out for me, and I was telling Olaf, he asked me, how did I see that? I said, well, Olaf, it gets to the point, and I was talking the other day about search image, where you've been in an area for a period of time and you start to not actually see the cat or to see something. You see something that's just off, something that's slightly different. And this branch looked a little bit too brown, golden for me from a distance. And lo and behold, one of those things that just hits me right in the chest. You pick up the binoculars, you look at this thing that you see that you're not sure, and boom, spots fill the eyepieces. I fist pump myself like that, looking excited. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I know she's been around. I'm sure she's been just behind us all the time. Grumpy old day, it is indeed meow day. Meow. You know, Tlalamba, what are you going to do this morning? Maribs is her little brother. Different fathers, but little brother nonetheless. Not so little anymore. I've no doubt that they're having all sorts of interaction with each other, but it's coming to the time where Maribs is going to start getting a little bit too big, and he's not going to be protected by Mawati anymore. He's going to be pushed away. And from a behavior, ecological, genetic point of view, it's important for younger males to leave because, well, he shares the same mother as Tlalamba, so if he stays here, inbreeding potential is high. It's not impossible for him to stay here, but generally our young male cats disperse. It's kind of the way things work. Female cats will carve out a piece of territory, and where we are now, her in the tree, behind me, about 80 to 90 meters, is where Tlalamba, where I spent the first 2-3 months with Tlalamba when she was 2 to 2.5, 3 months old. Perfect little drainage line system, little riverine basin. I think my first live drive, it might have been my second live drive, after my interview I came down into the depression, drove in. There was Tandi, her mother, and the littlest Tlalamba cub. Some of you might remember that from January, February of 2018. What special times. And she continues to provide us with magnificent views. Oh, please don't go down, Tlalamba. We're having such a nice view of you. So Leopard Lover wants me to recap on a story that we had similar conditions to what we have now. It was quite wet. We were struggling to find animals, and one of the Juma guides for Nuti managed to track and find Tlalamba in not far from where James is now, up in a big jackalberry tree with an impala carcass. And Lauren and I were going in and out of that sighting for about 2 or 3 days, and then one morning, probably about this sort of time, she finished her carcass and she climbed down the tree and she started walking away, and she looked at me and I followed, and then she kept walking away, and we followed her for maybe 2, maybe 3 kilometers. It's hard to say really. She was walking in the middle of the road on the little, what we call the middle manaki on the island, so it wasn't leaving any tracks. She walked down parallel with the river along the road, but making no impression on the ground. Kept looking back, making sure I was following, and then crossed the river at the Mamba junction, and then did a little bit of a twist around there, and then turned again to follow the river parallel, but on the opposite side. She kept looking back at me, and eventually she walked off-road into the drainage, and I thought to myself, I've got to get around, I've got to find her. And we managed to get around, and Dave and myself just got into this little spot where we could just see her, and she was looking at me again, and lo and behold, there was a little cub. Heartbreaking stuff, really. Filled me with so much joy that she blessed me with such a moment. The cub, we don't know if there's more than one, was very young, and so that area was then subsequently closed. I went on leave the next day. Yes. And unfortunately those cubs were never seen again. That area was zoned and kept completely away. People weren't allowed to go there. And when I came back from, I don't think it was leave, I think it was contractual work. When I came back again, there was no sign of her and her cubs. So we don't know what happened. It's important to understand why we are so sensitive with sightings like that and with dens like that. Obviously she led us there, and we came in from an opposite side. We got maybe a 35-40 meter view from her. But the sensitive nature of dens and the potential of other predators to find them as well is a reality of nature out here. And well, we don't know if she has been mating again. We believe so. Maybe she's got some more cubs on the way.